And we're back with another episode of the Lakers Fast Break podcast. It's Gerald Glassford coming right back at you here for the Lakers Fast Break. Pop Culture Cosmos, where we cover the latest news and trends in pop culture each and every week, twice a week, wherever you get your podcast. On this week's episode of the Pop Culture Cosmos, we recap the Oscars, talk Crimson Desert, which just came out. Getting okay reviews, pretty good reviews. Big open world action adventure game, action RPG. Crimson Desert, that's right. Plus Taylor Sheridan's big success stories, the Yellowstone Empire, and all the stuff that he's doing, how he has created himself a television empire. Plus, also, we go into other great pop culture news and trends right there for you each and every week, twice a week, wherever you get your podcast. Stop on by the Pop Culture Cosmos on the Lakers Fast Break channel. I put it on the delayed fashion, or the Pop Culture Cosmos channel on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify as well. Also want to give a big shout out to my man Drip Show at Drip Show Shop on Instagram and Twitter. Take a look at this bad boy, the skate deck for young Mamba indeed. We will be giving one of these away to a subscriber of the Lakers Fast Break, who is also following at Drip Show Shop on Instagram and Twitter, courtesy of El Rosto and Drip Show, of course, and your friends at Lakers Fast Break. So look out for that. I will be going ahead in the coming days and getting started on a contest for that indeed. And last but certainly not least, as far as the house cleaning is concerned, want to go ahead and give you guys a little bit of heads up. You have just a little bit of time left. I think less than 24 hours to go ahead and sign up for ESPN's Tournament Challenge. I have a bracket right there. It's free to sign up. If you are at all interested in doing the brackets, you see my bracket right here. I've got it right here. All my picks right there for everyone to see. I'm picking Michigan right now. I'm feeling it. Kind of waffling back and forth between Arizona and Michigan. Who knows? I might even feel like bringing Duke back up in there. But you can go ahead and join our group, the Lakers Fast Break group, right there for you on ESPN's Tournament Challenge, free of charge. Sign up today, make your brackets today, because guess what? Very soon, the March Madness will begin indeed. It is, of course, Gerald Glassford. Thanks again for watching and listening. The Lakers came into tonight in Houston, the second game of a Houston two-step right there for us at the Lakers. Big game for the Lakers. With the win, they certify themselves to not only have the tiebreaker on Houston, they have it on, of course, Minnesota, Denver, all the teams right below them in the standings. They would go ahead and lock up that precious tiebreaker indeed. So what would happen? Well, the Lakers, for the first half, they came out very well. They forced turnovers. They got outlet passes. They found ways to go ahead and really get into the groove right away by taking a first half lead by as many as 13 points. Lakers really looked good in the first half. LeBron James turning back the clock, really looking good as well. Luka and the whole team really getting together, especially on the defensive end as well. But the way they were able to beat the defense time and time again, not only forcing turnovers, but getting the outlet pass to the open man for some easy break dunks and easy break layups, absolutely was just a great first half indeed. But the third quarter, whatever they were doing right for the first two quarters, well, they didn't have that good of an adjustment like we talked about with the third quarter on Monday. The third quarter on Wednesday was not as kind, as the Houston Rockets not only got back into the game, they took the lead with a 37-point quarter, 37-22, outscoring the Lakers, dominated by Kevin Durant, finally getting back into the game, unfortunately for the Lakers, because you knew you couldn't hold him down too long, but he got back in the game. And he got the Houston Rockets back in the game as they took a lead heading into the fourth quarter. But the Lakers made a statement right off the bat in the fourth quarter, got the early lead back with a nice run halfway through the fourth quarter. Houston went on a 9-0 run, got the lead back themselves. Back and forth they go, back into the crunch time once again. And we talked about the clutch minutes for this team, and the Lakers have the best clutch record of anybody in the NBA. And when it came down to it, Houston, who has a average so-so record in the clutch, couldn't keep up as the Lakers executed down the stretch. And I'm just going to say this. I know that there's still some people, Nick T and some others, that still just want to go ahead and just say, you know what, I really can't stand Luke on the team. I don't understand why the Lakers did what they did. Well, you know what? Today is the exact reason why you saw why Luka Doncic is one of the best pickups ever for any team. One of the most monumental trades in NBA history. You see what he can do on the court and how much he can affect. Because in the closing minutes of the ball game, the Lakers put a lot on him, and he came through it just fine. His ball handling skills, dribbling just so eloquently through double teams, spins behind his back, just absolutely just fantastic performance today from Luka Doncic. 40 points, 9 rebounds, 10 assists. I don't think he got that triple. No, he didn't get that triple double. Absolutely fantastic performance from him. LeBron James with a vintage 13 of 14 game from him, 30 points from him as well. DeAndre Ayton chipping in with a solid 16. Austin Reeves with 14, and the Lakers get out of Houston with 2 in a row, sealing the deal on a tiebreaker advantage for not only the Houston Rockets, the Denver Nuggets, but the Minnesota Timberwolves as well, with a 124 to 116 victory. They executed down the stretch. Luka, time and time again. This is why the Luka trade will go down as one of the greatest in NBA history. So Nick T and all the haters and all the stuff like that, I understand what Luka does sometimes that frustrates you and frustrates a lot of us. But when it comes right down to it, if he's applying himself on the defensive end, if the team is applying themselves on the defensive end, you see the result. And of course, you saw a victory from the Lakers today. With the victory, though, the Lakers again solidify themselves in the third place. They're now a game and a half in front of Minnesota. Houston falls down to fifth place. They're now 2.5 games behind the Lakers in the Western Conference with the victory today. And here today to talk about it, good man indeed. It's a guy from I Got Next Sports Media, who is also in the ESPN Tournament Challenge group with us right here at the Lakers Fast Break. It is Legend. Legend, great to have you here, my friend. I'm just going to say this, Legend. Sloppy game for the Lakers in the second half, sloppy game for the Houston Rockets in the first half. But when it came down to those final precious 3 minutes of the game, Legend, they gave the ball who they needed to, Luka, and Luka Magic did the job.
Yeah, that is why you take a trade when Luka Doncic is available, and that's what happened when you have him on your team. That's what you call a damn magnificent performance. That's what you call superstar talent. That is what you call clutch at the moment. Shot after shot after shot. He pretty much shut that crowd up and had everybody go ahead to the house tonight. Game over. That is what you call it. I know there's some people who still don't care for him like that and all that, bro. I don't know what to tell you. This is why you want him on your team. These type of performances, these MVP performances. That was a hell of a performance from Luka tonight. A hell of a performance, and a hell of a performance from LeBron James. Rewinding that clock. That was something else. Rockets, you should be damn ashamed of yourselves, honestly.
I'm telling you right now, and Nick T's in the audience, of course, and he's got to find something else except to just say, you know what, Luka, great game, clutch performance in the clutch, did everything that we asked for from a point guard, from the guy, from the superstar that you knew, from an MVP like performance like we saw today. But no, you cannot give credit to that. Yes, giving credit to LeBron, who was sensational, 13 to 14, turned back the clock, probably hurt his arm. That didn't look good the way he crashed down on it late in the game. But still, give him credit as well. 30 points, 13 to 14. But saying that he could have taken extra 10 more attempts, but he's just being a team player. Come on, Nick. Go on. You got to stop this. You got to stop this. Just eat a little bit of what I guess the old phrase is crow. Just the fact that you have been proven wrong. The Lakers have been proven right. Luka Doncic is the real deal. And you're just going to have to get used to it for a long time to come. This is why you got him. This is why it's one of the greatest trades in the NBA history. And this is why we have been saying for a long time now. And here today to go ahead and reiterate that is a good man indeed. It is, of course, the guy who's been really behind Luka Doncic from day one. Goes through all the stuff back and forth with you guys when it comes to Luka. But I don't hear a lot of the arguments now. It is a guy who, of course, owns Simblade, SimbladesWorldwide.com, and the Joe Soro Experiment. It is Joe Soro. Joe, good to have you here. Again, the mastery in those final couple minutes of what Luka Doncic says. I understand. I get it. Sometimes those shots early in the game where he takes it with 20 seconds left on the shot clock, they frustrate people. The way he argues with people, that frustrates people. The way he sometimes doesn't play on defense in recent weeks, but not lately because he's been giving a lot of effort on that end. I understand that. That frustrates people. But what you see today, what you saw in those final minutes, Joe, him getting clutch three-pointers, him guiding himself masterfully through double teams in order to get it to the right man, LeBron or Rui or what have you, it just shows you why he is one of the best players on the earth, and we should be thankful that he's here on the Lakers.
Yeah, the unforced lob turnovers are unacceptable in any part of the game, no matter who you are. If you're being challenged by good defense and you're forced into a turnover, there's a little bit of a difference there. Sometimes that happens. Matter of fact, the Lakers had done that to Houston in the last two games. Their main culprit, or the main culprit of that, was Kevin Durant. Durant looked the last two games. There was a spurt a little bit in that third quarter where Ime was getting him off screens and keeping him away from having to initiate the offense because he just could not handle a double team all game long, and the previous game all game long. Houston has to be scared right now because they look like a team that's probably going to be 1-0. And I was talking to Empire Jeff just right before I got onto the show, and I told him, I said, they should have just went and got Morant. They had some draft capital. They could have went and got a point guard. And I know Ja's probably not the most perfect PG that you would want, but do you want to win now? If you're not going to want to win now, then you might as well have figured out what to do with Kevin Durant at that point. But the Lakers at this point are, I mean, what can you say? The Houston team is not full of just slops either, guys. These are very good athletes. The Easons, the Thompsons, the Shepherds. These guys are very athletic, and just seeing the Lakers switch as effective as they were, and even the guys that we generally don't want anywhere near any productive ball handling or any kind of areas where we think they're not going to be successful, even they were good tonight. There was a key rebound by LaRavia that I really, really liked. I think it was around the fourth quarter, if I remember correctly.
It was an offensive rebound, I believe.
Yeah, and then Rui hitting that three with the shooter's touch. Those plays, when I talk about those plays, those are the plays that we ask for. You have to hit that shot. When you hit that one shot at that moment, it changes the momentum so much, or it continues the momentum so much to the point where the opposition is flustered or is going to say, ooh, we have an opening here. And the Rockets were going to make a run. They made it in the third quarter. I was waiting for it. Actually, I was waiting for it from the last game. We just didn't see it in the second half. They came out, guns a-blazing, but props to JJ Redick. He adjusted that timeout after DeAndre Ayton got that rebound. I think they were only up by like 2. I mean, he didn't even hesitate. It was rebound, timeout. Those type of calls from a coach changes momentum. He's like, we're not gonna let happen what happened last time. We were going back and forth, missing shots one after another on each side. Nope. I'm calling a timeout right now. We got the ball. We got a little bit of a lead. We need to make sure we run the right play and score. And they did. And then they never stopped until the game was pretty much over. So it's just been enjoyable basketball. And I'm saying this and I'm being truthful here. If they didn't win these two games, it would have hurt. There would have been a lot of criticism in certain parts of the game, but they have played their butts off in these two games on the road against a team that's got a lot of athletes and is good. It's a good team. It's just that the Lakers are better. And LeBron going, and this is not surprising, an all-time great pulling something out of his bag in terms of greatness. This was it. And it was as perfect a game as you could watch LeBron play. I mean, 34 minutes, 30 points, missed one shot, was facilitating, was dunking, was playing defense, was getting rebounds.
Leaking out.
There's nothing I love more than cherry-pick baskets for guys like LeBron and Luka, because these guys are the ones with the ball. Even Reeves is a 1-2 as well. When those guys leak out and get an easy 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 points, man, it's almost like really giving them 5 points to start the game, or 4 points or 6 points. It's just like, hey, okay, you're already averaging 30 a game. We're going to just give you 6 points or 4 points to start the game. That's what that is. And that, it might not sound like a lot, but for me, looking at those guys and how much effort they have to put in to do what they do, even though Luka looks like he's not putting much effort. And we got to start talking about this, because this last game, I went on Lakers Ball. You all know that website. Gerald, you know that website that I frequent. That's
where I found you.
It's the best Laker forum, in my opinion, online. And I had mentioned on one of the posts that this guy is a basketball savant. Now, coincidentally, there's another savant on the team, LeBron James. It's just that he's in the twilight of his career. We should be blessed as Laker fans to have the former savant, who's still savanting, to now you're going to this. This is going to be, guys, Luka doesn't use athleticism to be great. This guy's going to be here for a while. So I'm telling you right now, man, I'm not there all the way yet, but man, they're giving us a reason to start changing our mind a little bit here, right?
Because Robert Wheeler wants you to, that's for sure. He'll come on here and tell you. And
maybe it's because I don't want to jinx it, right? Yeah. Maybe, I'm not overly superstitious, but I have seen remnants of jinxed people. So when I say jinx, that's like that's the exception sometimes with certain things.
Well, you just want to see right now, Joe, how it looks against San Antonio and OKC. You'd love for them to say, okay, the Lakers are playing on a high, an ultimate high right now. I'd love to see them on this ultimate high playing San Antonio OKC right now. But we can't see that because of the way the schedule lays itself out. So it's still tough to say, okay, the Lakers have won 9 out of their last 10, or they've won 10 in a row. I'm going to go ahead and find that out right now for you. It's 44-25. They've won 7 in a row, 9 out of their last 10. It's just still, you want them to go ahead and say, okay, this is the best you're seeing the Lakers play all season, Joe. You want to see them play against the best of the best right now and see how they fare.
I'm not too concerned about that. There's only 13 games left. The focus right now is to make sure you get the 3rd seed, and they have all but put themselves in a position here now to control their destiny, because
they're 3 games up essentially on rest of those.
Correct. 3 games is a pretty big number for 13 games left in today's NBA. If it was, even in any NBA era, actually, but being that the NBA is lax in terms of availability for a lot of their players, you're probably safe right now, unless something catastrophic happens with an injury. I think the main guys, the Lakers are likely going to finish the 3rd seed. And then at that point, who are they going to face? Are they going to face Minnesota, or are they going to face Houston Rockets? Because I still think Denver's going to eke out a way to get to the 4.
So right now they're on a low because they lost tonight in Memphis, but I don't know. Again, 13 games left. Like you said, there's still plenty of room for these Denvers and Minnesota to find their way through and avoid the Lakers in that first round. I want to go ahead and put Legend back on. Legend, we'll get to DeAndre Ayton tonight because he's showing up now just at the right time. But Legend, I want to get you as far as the MVP voting. I know that Stefan, he is in the earlier as far as into the chat stating about how Luka is his number one choice. And I understand that we're all on a high and he's been playing extremely well at a high level. And I know the writers out there say they want or looking like it's still SGA for a second year in a row. But my gosh, with the performances that he's had in the past 10 days, Legend, especially something like you saw tonight, I don't know how you can stop ignoring Luka because he has vaulted himself back into that conversation.
Yeah, I think he should be directly in this conversation. He should be like probably top 3. I probably jump him over Jokic right now, honestly.
Yeah,
It's
right
just
now,
impossible,
absolutely.
especially with the slide that Denver been having right now, and losing to the Grizzlies is really bad loss to a team that's tanking. I feel like that should hurt the MVP odds completely at that point. So I feel like you have to put Luka in that top 3 conversation. Do I think the MVP voting is over? Yeah, I think it's over. I think SGA already got it. That's locked up. Number 1 seed. They made history, broke Wilt record not that long ago. I mean, it's a wrap. That's a wrap for that part. But he needs to be in that conversation, and he's on a historic run itself right now. Like almost going like almost 30 every single game so far. That's crazy. But you just have to have him in that top 3, whether he's gonna win it or not. Like I said, I don't think he is gonna win. I think the race is already decided. But he has to be in that top 3. To not have him in that top 3 is it's just kind of disrespectful at this point. He needs to be in it, especially when you think about almost 2 weeks ago where the Lakers were, and now look where they at now. That's a hell of a turnaround, and a lot of that is because of Luka Magic. So you just got to give him that credit. He should at least be top 3.
Absolutely. I agree with you on that. And Joe, when you consider how well Luka's playing, but a lot of reason why the Lakers have had these clutch victories, especially both games in Houston and also the Denver game, was to the late heroics and the late solid play and the late defensive play of DeAndre Ayton. But today you've got a more well-rounded game from him. It wasn't him being Clint Capella'd for an entire game and then in the closing minutes, him realizing it and then coming through in the clutch. It wasn't him disappearing against Denver, or not disappearing per se, but just not being as present as you would like to see for 4 quarters, then in the overtime taking over and dominating on Jokic. This was a better 4-quarter performance from DeAndre Ayton. They found him early, got him touches early, got him involved, and he seemed to be really appreciative in the way he played, the win, the way he gave effort, in the way he defended down low.
I don't think it's an I don't think it's an accident that they've actually become tighter in a lot of these games, and the performance has increased in a positive way. I don't think it's an accident that it's because DeAndre Ayton has accepted his role. The acceptance of a role is so crucial. It's so crucial in the chemistry of a winning team. And I can go into various examples of that. Lamar coming off the bench, Manu coming off the bench, who are bona fide starters in 95% of the league, right? And then you had the Rick Foxes and the Derek Fishers coming off the bench in the first championship. Like just using Laker players from the past and how accepting your roles. Alex Caruso accepting his role, Rondo accepting his role, the recent championship run. When you accept your role, you have a lot of talent, it goes so far, especially at a position with this particular team where they really need you there. They really needed a center coming into this year. where it's sad. It's sad that they had to lose in 5 to Minnesota against Rudy Gobert, who had struggled in the playoffs his entire career because of his skill set, because you can spread him out, because of his inability to perform in the highest stages. Whatever it was, they didn't have someone to combat that. And for a while there, it was back and forth with DeAndre. And Jackson Hayes he can only do so much, guys. He just doesn't have the starter, the repertoire to do starter center things. He just doesn't have it. He is let me spell you for about 10 to 15 minutes a game. I'm going to get a couple of intimidated defensive stops, some alley-oops. I'm gonna be the energy guy to try to get rebounds. That's it. He's not anything else. DeAndre Ayton is without a doubt, because we know who Austin is, we know who Luka is, we know who LeBron is. There is no doubt that DeAndre Ayton is the X factor. He has to play not exceptionally well. He has to be that guy that has to make the opposing team think. As soon as they do that, everything opens up. Rebounding. Have you noticed the rebound? I know they're still getting offensive rebounds, but in crucial moments, the Lakers are getting those rebounds now. And that's not an accident, because they have to think about DeAndre Ayton now. And that's allowing LaRavia to get in there. It's allowing Luka. Luka keeps missing triple doubles by 1 rebound. You have a guard that's doing all he's doing, and he's still getting 9 rebounds a game. So, and he's averaging 8. So I'm just saying, accepting the role, DeAndre Ayton accepting the role has been a huge part of why they're on this winning streak, why they're finishing games the way they are, and why they're beating the exceptional teams. That's the key here. That's the difference between what was going on before with quote-unquote clutch games. These are clutch games on the road against a formidable team, a team with athletes, a team that was at a 3rd seed about, a week ago? That's clutch. Not the one with a K, the C. That's clutch. Although I have to hand it to LeBron. He was pretty dead. He was C and a K tonight.
Because Austin Reeves didn't quite have it tonight. Was a little bit off on his game legend. LeBron James today. Frisky. LeBron James. He also got involved early and often, legend, because sometimes he defers, as we've seen in this new role that he's been taking by the team. He defers to his teammates in the first half. Well, he didn't have a choice, because they're either getting the turnovers or getting quick rebounds, and he is understanding right away that he needs to go and cut to the basket. He needs to leak out. He needs to get out there, and they got him the ball repeatedly, or got him in position where he could go and get the effective slam dunk. So, legend, I really thought that what he did today, where he picked and chose his spots extremely well, especially in that first half, and also down the stretch in the fourth quarter as well, along with what Luka did as far as that's concerned, really helped this Lakers to get the job done. Him going to his left seemed to really, especially posting up or getting the stuff off of his left hand, really is a way to go ahead for him to still be effective, because the Rockets didn't seem to have an answer for LeBron James today, legend.
Yeah, they just didn't have no answers on the defensive end. LeBron is truly rewind that time, and just watching him out here catching one-handed alley-oops like he in his mid to early 30s or even late 20s, and it's just amazing how he just rewind that clock tonight. And you just got to give him credit. He came out here and he balled out. And LeBron, he sees what the opportunity was on the line. He saw there was an opportunity to clutch, go on and take the 3 seed, pretty much knocked it up, and now they know they control their own destiny with the 3 seed now. And LeBron James, smart man, he knows what's going on. And he went out there and handled his business and put everything on the line. Even gave him a shout out for toughing it out when he hurt his elbow. Came on back out there, shook it off, and kept on going. LeBron really put on a heck of a performance, and took him a minute before he finally missed a shot. So that's incredible. And I don't know if you guys know it too, but they actually said it was like 15 years ago today he went on a perfect streak. So it's kind of funny how that happened 15 years later.
Fringe Lakers streams M20. I'm like, who is on a day like today? Who is really? I mean, even Nick T can't say much bad about Luka, although he was tried to get a little shot in there. But even he can't say anything bad about Luka. But you're saying Fringe Lakers streams are saying stuff. I don't know how you can. He is giving more effort on the defensive end, Joe. Austin Reeves is giving more effort on the defensive end. It's still not pretty. It's because they did attack Austin Reeves quite a bit in this game. I think you noticed that as well as I did. But still, they are giving a lot more on the defensive end as a team, Joe. And if they can continue to do that, that at least will give them a chance to compete in the games, stay close to the games. And as we've seen, once it gets down to the clutch moments, if they're giving you that high level effort continuously, then that's a good sign that the Lakers can compete against almost anyone in the NBA, if not anyone in the NBA.
When Phil Jackson said once, well, this is when he came back the second time. Well, it was the last time he came back, but the second time he came back after the 2005 season. He said, as long as we have a Kobe Bryant on the team, it's always going to be a championship mindset team. LeBron is in a position right now that we've never really seen from a. We've seen the Robert Parishes, we've seen the Vince Carters, but they became novelties at the end of their career. They weren't still, all-star effective. LeBron tonight was an MVP. He wasn't even an all-star. It was an MVP performance. I mean, think about that for a second. If you look at the statistics and the results of those statistics, see, statistics have a place in sports, no doubt. It's not always the primary, though. We like to think of the W being number one. Most people want numbers for money and prestige, whatever. But when you look at how they played and the result of it, LeBron played 34 minutes. That's not too taxing. It's just not. 34 is actually a good number. That means he sat for a quarter and some change for a 48-minute game. That's pretty good. And he scored 30 points, missed one basket out of 14, hit both his three-point shots, missed one free throw out of 3, and he was blocking shots. He was rebounding. He was doing alley-oops. I mean, I don't – how can you say anything other than LeBron James is – exactly what we need him to be, exactly what we want him to be, and he's coming through. Luka, on the other hand, Luka is in his prime, guys. He's about to get into he's probably in his super prime at this point. He is in his super prime. Getting the MVP or not, he is a Superman right now. You want to tell me that LeBron James is going to show up, maybe not dropping 30, but let's say he's dropping 25 when this thing gets to series game, right? The series to playoffs. And then you have Reeves, even though he struggled tonight, still dropped 8 rebounds, still was able to run the offense. When Luka would sit, he would help extend the lead. That was another thing that I noticed tonight. Both times when Luka sat, the leads got extended. That's what you're supposed to do. That's why we've always said, man, if Reeves just took the super 6-man role, he would be amazing. But the way that the team is structured, this is the best you can get, right? And he's done that. He's done that, but as a starter, being able to hold the lead or extend the lead when the main guy is sitting. These guys have their roles. They've understood what their roles are. The only one that we were waiting on was DeAndre Ayton, and he is an X factor. You absolutely have to have DeAndre Ayton accept his role and continue to play the way he's been playing this last 5 games. He's essentially been 13-10 for the last 5 games against really good teams. If that guy shows up, if this guy shows up the rest of the way, and with the way the culture of the NBA is when it comes to playoff runs, we don't know what the teams are going to look like in about a month. If the Lakers get past in the first round, are they going to face a healthy Spurs team? If they get to the Western Conference Final, are they going to face an Oklahoma City Thunder team that's healthy? We don't know any of that. That has a spot now in how you can gauge what's going to happen. We don't know that. So we got to go by game and enjoy what we're seeing here. If it doesn't work out in the end, they lose in the second round, okay, you tip your hat off. It's likely LeBron's last year with LA. You tip your hat off for a good 8 years. At least it wasn't Tarek Black and Ryan Kelly and Sacre, for the love of God. It's probably why I've done a 180 on this with LeBron, because I really started sitting down and going, wait a minute, I can't do this, because would I would in good conscience want to go back to that. And you know what the results of those things were, Gerald? The results were Lonzo Ball, D'Angelo Russell, Julius Randle, Brandon Ingram. The Lakers made the right call, man. and LeBron helped with that. I'd rather, at this point, when you look back and you really put it in perspective, this is the choice. No matter how much LeBron has irritated me, in the end, look what he's doing now. I guess maybe I get mad at him some more. I get mad at him more because I'm like, LeBron, can you just be this? Just do what you're doing here. Things are so much better when you're not playing innuendo games. Just be LeBron that you are now. I like this LeBron. I really do. I love this LeBron. Because I don't care about what happens off the court. I'm talking about the basketball court. And LeBron James on the basketball court is a master. He's mastered basketball. And if you appreciate greatness, you're gonna like him when it comes to that.
Did I tell you or not tell you that Robert would be joining us with a question that wants us to convince him that we are now convinced the Lakers? So I'll go ahead before I get to Robert's question, because JY put his first. So let's get firsties on it. And once again, the Lakers, they do win tonight in convincing fashion in the fourth quarter, in the clutch, 124-116. The Lakers are now 44-25, 10.5 games behind the Oklahoma City Thunder, but they're now 3 games up, essentially, on the Timberwolves, Rockets, and Nuggets, because they own the tiebreaker on each of those teams. First to JY's question before I get to Robert's question, because we knew you were going to ask it, Robert. We talked about it about 20 minutes ago that you were going to be here. Lakers missed 10 free throws. Got to clean that up, guys, to become a threat in the West playoffs. Joe and G. Yes, Luka cannot miss 3 free throws in a row when he gets fouled shooting a three-pointer. That stuff has to be cleaned up. LeBron missing. These guys, Austin missing, and he's a high 80% shooter. That has to be cleaned up if you want to go ahead and win those games in the clutch postseason, Joe.
Yes, Luka's my only concern on that, because he
77% overall in the season.
It's that number cannot. A man that can shoot like that, and this isn't Bruce Bowen, who could shoot 42% from 3 and then hit 53% from the free throw line. He's a role player. This is the master of your team. This is your ball handling wizard, right? And when you miss 2 free throws and you're Luka Doncic, it's a turnover. It's worse than a turnover. It's actually 2 turnovers. In my view, that's how I assess that miss. Because the aggressiveness of an opposing defense is going to be a little bit more aggressive when they know, if I can be just a little bit tight on this guy, because even if he does draw the foul, he could miss one. Can't do that. He has to be, Luka actually has to be like an 83 to 85% free throw shooter.
I agree.
He has to be. And maybe it might not matter at some point in down the road. I don't know. But from my experience, someone that has that kind of skill, Jason Kidd didn't win championships because he couldn't shoot. Hell of a defender, hell of a master of the being able to know the game. He was Einstein, he was Newton, all that stuff on a basketball court. But he couldn't shoot. Therefore, you could guard against it. And he didn't win a championship until he was kind of a secondary player with Dallas. He never was able to win one. And it was always difficult to the star point guard was always a little bit of an overrated position. But the reason why it was so beloved is because it was a big part of the culture of the NBA, the star point guard. But if you look back at star point guards and how far they used to go, they weren't winning championships a lot. Think about it for a second, right? You look at somebody like the passing point guard. If you look at the history, even just to say the last 35 years, it sort of started with Steph, but he's not a point guard. He's a hybrid guard. I'm talking about a pure passing point guard, the OG point guard. They don't win championships, and they don't win it consistently. It was the triangle offense that was an equal opportunity offense. That one won 11 championships during that time. I'd say maybe Tony Parker was a pure point guard. Would you say that?
Yeah.
Okay. But his asset was getting into the basket. He wasn't really a pass-first point guard. I'm kind of going through semantics here. I know I'm getting off topic here, but the point is, when you're going to be as aggressive as Luka Doncic is, you have to be able to hit those shots because they're demoralizing. He missed those first three, and then he only missed one after that. So I guess it's okay. And then the other misses were, I believe, I think LeBron missed one, but he didn't take a lot. And I think Reeves missed one, but he didn't take a lot. And then Jackson Hayes missed 3 out of 4, which is, typical. So it wasn't as catastrophic tonight as it needed to be, but 9 for 14. Luka should always be shooting 12 of 14, no matter what. That needs to be the number every time. He needs to be hitting 8 out of 10 every 10 attempts. He's got to be at the 8-9 number every night. That's the only deficiency in his game. He's never going to be a lockdown defender. He's been playing pretty damn good, though, on defense lately. Just play defense like that and make sure the team around you is doing their thing. And I'm fine with his defensive prowess at that point. But the only thing left right now is his free throws. If he can just hit those free throws at an 80% clip at the very least, then I think they're in good shape.
Once again, it is Joe Soro along with me, Gerald Glassford. Thanks again for watching and listening. The Lakers do win 124-116. The Lakers again now solidify third place in the Western Conference even more. They now have a 3-game essential lead, essentially speaking, because they have the tiebreaker on both Timberwolves, Rockets, and Nuggets, but they are, as of right now, a game and a half in front of the Timberwolves. But again, looking at it, they do have the tiebreaker on all those teams. Great job again by the Lakers, especially getting it done in the clutch. I do want to go ahead, speaking of El Rosto, as far as what he did for us with, of course, right here with what we're looking at right here with the skate deck. Again, I'm going to be running a contest on that in the not too distant future for a subscriber for a great Lakers Young Mamba skate deck for my man El Rosto and my man at Drip Show Shop on Instagram and Twitter. El Rosto, truly appreciate the super chat. Like LeBron says, thank you for your support, LFD. Hey, we call it like we see it, as always. And when
$15.
Yeah, $15.
Come on,
Stefan.
Dude. $15?
Yes. Robert, I'm gonna get yours in a sec, but I'm gonna get to Stefan Piscano podcast. He gave out $9.99. If it was not for this show and this fun hot streak for the Lakers, I probably would have stopped watching basketball for a while after that Bam atrocity. Thanks for making NBA fun again, y'all. Just look at the box scores between Kobe's 81 and Bam's 83 and tell me which game is aesthetically better. Tell me which game is better. You don't even need to see the whole game that went on between those two. You just need to see it by the box score and you'll understand. And if you want to see the games, don't look at the fourth quarter of Bam's game. And I'll just leave it at that. But let's get to Robert's question. Want to go ahead and put it up here in just a second. Let me see if I can find it. It is Robert Wheeler with the question. Joe, LeBron and Ayton are both accepting their roles right now. Has your opinion on how far the Lakers can go in this postseason changed? Because you knew it was coming, Joe. I told you it would be. What is more impressive, Bron accepting his role or Ayton accepting his?
I'm going to be honest. I didn't really gauge surprise in those things. LeBron is not a third option. I think this obsession with options in this basketball culture seems to never die anymore. It started with Kobe and Shaq, and it was created to put division between an already tender relationship, because the media are scum-sucking pigs, and they manipulated Shaq and Kobe, and that's part of the. I don't think Shaq and Kobe would, God rest his soul, I don't think they'd ever admit to that. But I think if they were in a room and they were really telling the truth, they allowed the noise to affect them. And this option thing is a fallacy. It's situational now. They have to take turns who's going to be one. It was very clear to me tonight that LeBron James was the number one. It's just that Luka went ape shit in the fourth quarter. That was the difference. LeBron dropped 30 points tonight, guys. And it was as efficient. And it wasn't just him going to the basket. He was hitting jump shots. He was hitting threes. He was doing alley-oops. He was doing everything. If LeBron had done tonight 10 years ago, everyone would be going nuts right now. So imagine that 10 years ago when he was 31. He's doing it at 41. The option thing needs to die. And on a day where, and I'm not even going to mention this piece of shit's name. Sorry, Gerald, I had to throw the shit in there because there's no other word to say.
Just to clarify, right now, he's not talking about me.
No,
right now.
The scumbag at the Athletic. Because they want to get the story out quick, because they can't help but do this with their you-know-whats. Because they want to get it out.
Reporter,
okay?
About the Lakers
that scumbag, the scumbag, and this is where he became a scumbag. Because you don't listen. You know, one of the things I teach my kids, or anybody that's around me, especially my kids, because that's the most important thing. Because they need to learn this now so they know it later. If an adult, they're probably too far behind at that point. Listen. I'm going to give you an example how these media types screw things up. So this dumbass puts out a report that Miguel Rojas got docked for PEDs. He got the wrong Rojas. It was I don't even know who the hell it was. Started with a J. Who cares? So, oh, Joe, he apologized. I saw the post. Oh, you saw the post, right? Okay. Why did it come out after Miguel Rojas went on TV on Rose's channel on MLB Network saying, I don't have X? Call the man, you freaking coward. Call. You all don't call people anymore? Oh, I'm sorry. You're not apologizing to the dimwits on Twitter. You need to apologize to the man and embarrassing an organization that has class, that takes care of their families, that has Freddie Freeman on it, Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts. These are all married, good men. Respectful men. They respect their opponents. They respect the game. They respect everyone around them. One of the best clubhouses in all of baseball. Call the guy and apologize. No, what media people do is they create these things so they can get their clicks because they have no talent. They don't have talent. They have to create controversy. And then the dipshit people that are out there, man, were they creaming all over themselves just so that they can say, see, the Dodgers were cheating. I mean, it was immediate without even checking.
It was Johan Rojas, by the way, as far as the outfielder that was involved that actually tested positive for Baldanone. And the writer I just put in the chat. For our audio listeners, it's Evan Drellich from The Athletic.
They've always been, and it's sad too because they just brought this nice reporter in from The Athletic. I actually like her. Her name is Wu. She came from St. Louis. It's just the coincidence of that, or the fact that they brought her over, and then this is what her company did to the Dodgers. I just thought that was hilarious. But Miguel Rojas goes on TV, one of the nicest men, one of the most respected men in that locker room. This is before he hit the home run. This is before he had the throw at the plate. It has nothing to do with baseball. This man is class beyond class. Friedman couldn't wait to get him back from Miami because Rojas is a original Dodger. That's the guy they scouted and they drafted and they brought in. He'd been in Miami most of the time. Brought him back a few years back. He's going to be a coach on this team as soon as he retires at the end of the year. I'm still pissed that stupid insurance thing didn't go through because he should have been on the Venezuelan team. He would have won the World Baseball Classic right after winning a World Series and likely winning the three-peat, all to finish just because he deserves it. He's a good man. Good men. All these guys in LA that are Dodgers are good men. And look what this piece of shit did. And that is the result, folks, of the people that have to create the whose option is it? What option is this? What option is that? How about you just watch the freaking game and enjoy it? Enjoy greatness. When I got mad at LeBron, Gerald, back me up on this. Do I really get mad at LeBron? Did I really get mad at LeBron in the game? Unless it was when he wasn't taking the last shot when he should. And then even that, he kind of fixed, didn't he, the last couple of years? Once that went away, like I don't remember criticizing him to the point where I'm like, oh, this guy is killing me with this. No, if he misses a shot, he misses a shot. He turns the ball over. Oh, man, he can't inbound the ball. We'll find somebody else. But that's just normal stuff. I'm not gonna call him that. I'm not gonna say he's not great because he's screwing up there. It's just this stuff is what's built the trash that you guys keep looking at out there. I'm not gonna be able to change it because people want to be garbage because they are garbage. People are gonna want to shop at Walmart because it's cheap crap for the rest of their life. That's just the way it is. And believe me, a lot of them are my family members. It is what it is. And I crack on them, but I'm like, what are you buying this stuff from Walmart for? It's garbage. It smells like garbage. Well, it's not, it's not expensive. Well, save up your money and buy something with some quality. But that's what these guys are. These guys that are always yapping about options. And the second LeBron turns the ball over, oh, he's not better than Jordan. What the hell does that have to do with a turnover in the third quarter of a regular season game in 2026? Seriously. Because they have nothing left. They have nothing else to say. LeBron is an all-time great player. Luka is on his way if he's already there already. And then you have guys like Reeves who have, in a lot of ways, done the impossible to become who he is, non-drafted, playing in LA, with that pressure, with Luka, with LeBron. Enjoy the ride, man. Enjoy the ride. Remember I told you guys last year, like, you guys had never seen, it was even before then, you had never seen, because the Lakers kept losing in a shitty way. The Dodgers were losing to San Diego in the first round, and Arizona in the first round. Once the teams start winning, once they started coming through the way they were supposed to, what did you hear from then on? All you heard was, hey, man, they're doing it right. They're doing it right. They're winning. They're winning this the way they're supposed to. And right now, the Lakers are winning the way they should. And if they play like this and lose, I'm still going to be proud of them. Because they're playing their asses off, man. You could see it. I'm not trying to be all positive and flowers. Obviously, I don't think that's what I'm doing, but it's got to make sense. If you're upset, if I'm upset about something, I'm pretty sure I'm using logic with that. Why are these guys not? When I would get pissed off about their defense this year, why are they switching off? Why are they switching? Why are they double teaming when they don't need to and leaving the guy in the corner wide open? Like it's a legitimate reason, and they're not doing that now. That play, and those two plays, you heard me say this on the show. It's on tape. When they didn't double team Jokic and they let DeAndre Ayton hold him, and if DeAndre Ayton had just reacted a little quicker on that block shot, he would have got the ball and just like he would just all he had to do was jump and give it to Marcus Smart. He was right there. But I think he got surprised that he blocked Jokic and he kind of like froze. I was talking about it that night, even not on the show. I was like, I think he froze because I went back and watched. Like, what happened on that play? Did he not like? Is he slow? Like couldn't figure out. But you could see as soon as he was about to do it, he kind of froze, and then he was kind of like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I did that." Because Marcus was right there. All he had to do was grab it, boom. And then even on that second play, even though Jokic scored, they still were disciplined. We're not going to allow a three here. To me, that was the turning point for me with their defense. It was and coaching. The coaching, the execution in that sequence, even with the basket, to me said, all right, guys, that's exactly how you're supposed to do it. If Jokic beats you, that is something you have to accept. You have to accept that. It's Jokic. And since then, they've just been playing awesome basketball, and especially on defense.
But giving great effort, and that's all you can ask for. I know there's still times, Joe, like when we saw in the first half where Thompson, with his athleticism and quickness, can still get by a Luka or a Austin Reeves. That's just but when they play together, when they play with energy, you know what? Go ahead, let Thompson get his 16 or 18 or whatnot. They can slow down so many other facets of Houston's game, and that's what they did. So again, while they really once again did a great job on Kevin Durant in that first half, kind of let it slip away in that third quarter. In fact, they did really let it slip away because they got dominated in the third quarter, committed a lot of sloppy turnovers themselves. Whatever they were doing right against Houston, they went wrong in that third quarter, but give them credit, Joe. They came out in that fourth quarter down by 3, boom, right back into the game, got the lead back. Now, they did give it up, but give them credit, Joe, that they got back in that game, got back the lead right away, and tried to go ahead and dictate what went on in the fourth quarter, or at least stay close enough in clutch time where we know the Lakers are a much better team than Houston overall in the clutch.
They beat Houston without Sengun, and they beat Houston with Sengun. I think that was a hell of an effort. Because I was hearing, well, Sengun wasn't playing, and Sengun usually has good games against the Lakers. Well, he didn't have a bad game either, but it doesn't matter who you're playing against. Your job is to go and win. And they did that. And they not only did that, they did it in their building. And they did it to a team that they just had to win one. Houston just had to win one game at home. This was like not the equivalent in terms of its importance, but this is just like the Dodgers going into Toronto and beating Toronto both at home. Toronto just needed to win one. Because Houston would have had the tiebreaker. They would have jumped to third. And then now they're technically 2 games ahead for the rest of the way. Mm-hmm. And now it reversed. And it reversed in a better way because the Lakers were already there. This is a 3-game lead now. And it's in their building. And it's athletes. These guys are athletes. This isn't just some Utah Jazz trying to tank the season. No. This is a very athletic team. Guys that can jump out the building. Durant, who could still shoot. When he was getting open, he was making shots. And that's why they were so aggressive. They're like, JJ's like, he was kind of like Bill Belichick. He's like, look, we're not going to let Durant shoot his way into our hearts. And I'm not talking about chocolates and flowers. I'm talking about shooting through your heart. Because that's what he does. Durant could be blind, 10 feet tall, 5 feet tall. If he has an open shot, he's making it. He was uncomfortable for what? I'd say 7 out of 8 quarters. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Maybe 6.
He was hot in that first half on Monday. He was
6.
Yeah, he was hot in that first half.
He was contained for 6 out of the 8. 2 quarters he was on point.
4 points in 4 quarters, Joe. The second half of the game on Monday and the first half of the game on Wednesday, he was held to 4 points overall.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. I mean, 2 points at the end of an entire half. That you had the momentum going into the second half. That was just great execution, man. In terms of a 24-minute run, that was as good as it gets, man. They didn't know what to do.
And I credit Ime Udoka for making the adjustments in that third quarter, Joe, and getting the Lakers off their game, getting sloppy balls, whatnot. But as far as the turnovers are concerned, and taking that third quarter substantially, 37-22. But the Lakers, I do give credit right back to JJ, making sure whatever the right personnel, just making sure that they would go ahead and get off to a great start in the fourth quarter. And ultimately they did give up the lead once again halfway through, but it never felt like this game was out of reach after that initial burst in that fourth quarter.
Well, without a doubt, I'm not saying this because I'm a prisoner of the moment, but this is no doubt the last 2 games have been JJ's best coaching of his entire career. I know it's a short career, but that timeout tonight when they got the lead back and then got a rebound and he just, all right, timeout. We can't have what happened before and risk missing shots one at a time. We can't take that chance because this time they might score. That timeout, man, it was like, oh, I remember I was sitting there. I was like, yes. I don't know why you called it, but it feels good. I didn't expect it. I think that's probably why it felt so good. I was like, oh, wow. Because I actually initially thought when I heard the whistle, I thought somebody got fouled. And I didn't know if it was a Laker. And then we saw everybody walking to the bench. I'm like, oh, it's a timeout. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's a good call. That's actually a good call because you're like, you want to get things going, but at the same time, you're like, all right, calm the thing down. We got a 2-point lead. We just need to make a couple shots, make a couple stops, and this game's ours. And that's exactly what happened.
And it was exactly what happened as the Lakers did finish it out in the clutch with a great victory today, 124-116. Again, the Lakers are 44-25 on the season. They're now a little bit even more comfortable in third place. But with that, Joe, here comes that inevitable conversation. And please don't, you're going to yell at me regardless. But in less than 24 hours from the start time of the Houston game, the Lakers have to go fly over to Miami.
It's okay now, Gerald. You were talking about this Monday.
I'll do it whenever I
want Monday. Now it makes sense.
I will do whatever I want to, whenever I want.
I'm not saying you're not going to do what you want to do. I'm saying it didn't make sense on Mondays. You say it now on Monday makes sense.
No, it makes sense whenever I say it makes sense. It makes sense because I called it ahead of time. It makes sense because I was saying, what if they do? Again, it's about talking about the schedule, talking about this road trip. Unlike you, when you're hosting, you have to go ahead and provide sources of conversation. And that's exactly what I did. And see, it got you all mad and all riled up then. That's fine. That's what obviously a lot of people come to see. But tomorrow, again, less than 24 hours in, you saw LeBron hurt his arm. You saw Luka looking at times, Joe, like we always talk about, like he just sometimes just looks like someone who's just ready to retire like tomorrow, because he'll just look like he's in such pain and anguish. And then he'll go and chuck up a 3 on you on the next play, which is just, ridiculous. But they might rest some players tomorrow. They might not. But again, I'm 4-2 and the wins in Houston. That's what I asked for as far as a great and successful road trip. And if this is one of the losses coming up tomorrow, it might happen. We'll see. We'll see what they do. We'll see if anybody is sitting down and getting South Beach flu.
Well, I mentioned this on the chat when Legend was talking to the chat room. I think LeBron's playing tomorrow because it might be his last game in Miami.
I think we'll know if he doesn't play tomorrow,
if he doesn't play tomorrow, then it might be a sign that he's probably not going to retire at the end of the year, regardless if he's going to be a Laker or not.
That's what I mean. So.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's going to be the story on that, at least for us. Those who pay attention to the details, being Laker fans, that's going to be a big one. He's not missing that game if he's retiring.
and again, you said this is last year and all that, but it was mentioned once again, coming off a game where he looks really good. Like you talked about, throwback to what it was like 10 years ago for him. It's mentioned, what if he gets offered a contract at 15 mil or the mid-level or whatever? Are you starting to soften your stance on LeBron James for next season? Even if they don't win a title? Let's just say, because I know your stance is if they win a title, he can come back, yada. But let's just say they don't win a title.
I don't think so. I think it's time to move on because they need to focus on a certain team for Luka, and you can't really do that with LeBron there still. It's just not that he's a negative to Luka, but Luka. In order to get Luka to a point where you can be, I don't know if this is going to be possible, but because that particular setup in Golden State was an anomaly due to just pure luck of Curry getting a second contract that was not as formidable, and then it allowed an opening for Durant to come there, right? Just it's funny when you look back on it. Curry's ankle injury actually created their dynasty. Isn't that weird to say? There was a time when he was this close to getting traded to Minnesota. This close. They decided to put Monte Ellis in that instead of him, right?
Oh, he should have been drafted by Minnesota. He was passed over twice.
True. And
Johnny Flynn, yeah. Ricky Rubio, yeah.
You had a guy that lucked into an injury, and then they created a dynasty. And the reason why I'm mentioning them is Luka needs that kind of dynasty to make this work, to be an all-time great. So you have to build that. LeBron is 41. Unless they win it, it doesn't make sense to bring him back. You got to start forming this team so that Luka can have a team where you're going into the season going, man, who the hell is going to beat this team? And the reason why you're going to ask that question is because you're going to have wings that can fly and shoot and play defense. You're going to have a scorer. Let's say if Austin Reeves stays, you're going to have a scorer, a guy can get to the basket, create contact, hopefully get better from the three. And then maybe you have a center that can do the really good serviceable part of things. Shoot from the outside, play good defense, solid defense. And they're all young and they're all stallions. And you get to a point where that team is impossible to double team. You can't double anymore. You can't shade a second player on the Luka. Otherwise, you're going to get dunks left and right, or you're going to get wide open threes to guys that can hit them. When that happens, Luka's team is going to be extremely dangerous. There's no way you're going to be able to stop it. And that's what the focus needs to be. Because I truly believe, without a doubt, that the summer of 2027 is going to be the transitionary year where the Lakers get to a point where they're like, holy crap, we got exactly everything we need right now. The 27-28 season is going to be the first year where they're going to say, all right, this team's going to be rocking and rolling for the next 5 seasons with Luka. Now, if they throw in a championship this year with that, cool. Bring back LeBron for one more year. Although I would tell him to stop. Honest to God, I know it. We want him to come back and maybe repeat, but man, you can't guarantee it next year. If the Lakers somehow won it this year, what a better way to go out, wouldn't it be?
Yes.
I know you're not winning the 6th championship. It's okay. You did everything else. 5 is good. You're with Magic. You're with Kobe. You're with, well, in terms of star players, that's who they are. They're with. I know there's others in Boston back in the day, but I usually don't count those guys because they had only like 3 teams at the time. But I'm just saying, give it some thought, LeBron. Don't you want to go on top? I mean, that's a rarity, isn't it? But anyways, I'm not going to worry about that right now. I want the Lakers to keep doing what they're doing. Let's enjoy the games, and maybe with some luck, we might see something.
Oh, Alan wants you to so much say that you want him to come back on the minimum next year. You could just feel it because he wants to go ahead.
Guys,
the dynamic between him and Mark.
I don't see him. Anything is possible. Anything is possible, but I just LeBron is a money guy. This is a man that doesn't pay for what is it? What's the audio thing besides Apple? Starts with an S. Spotify. He doesn't even pay Spotify. This guy's a billionaire. Doesn't pay a monthly thing for Spotify. That's how tight he is with his money. I don't see him playing for free. That's in California, making $1 million is like playing for free. Especially him, because he's got millionaire tax. He's in LA. I just don't see it. I'm sorry. I'd have to see it, but I don't see it.
Soham, initiating yourself to the conversation in that way is probably not good. And to the guy that you're directing it to, and Joe Sorrell, and I apologize, Legend, because I have to go ahead and direct this to you because I think you and I both know where it's going to go. It's probably not the wisest idea. I think you should check out a couple shows with Joe Sorrell before you call him a dumbass.
So who's calling me a dumbass?
Soham, just a dumbass who keeps saying move on without LeBron. He's doing exactly what
the irony of a guy called Soham calling me a dumbass. Just a dumbass who keeps saying move on without LeBron. He's doing exactly what the team needs. You aren't getting that good from anyone out there.
I'm just going to say how
again.
That's what I'm going to base it on. How does it end for this season?
It's easy to call somebody. I'm going to always mention this. It's easy to call someone names.
Oh, he's calling you a dumbass, T3, not Joe. Oh, sorry about that. So
listen. Calling somebody a dumbass online.
Why? Well, what
it always looks bad. Again, if you're one of those guys, and we'll never know. I've called people plenty of things online, but I'll say it to their face too. But I can't go to Virginia and they do that, right?
Okay. Well, then, all right. And apologies for the correction on that. You were saying it to T3.
If T3 agrees to be called a dumbass, then I'm not gonna have a problem with it.
Okay. There you go. All right.
I don't think T3's a dumbass.
Except when he said something to you that probably pisses you off. But...
Well, if you're gonna call me a dumbass, make it funny at least.
Okay, fair enough.
Don't just say, "Hey, Joe said something. He's dumb." Got to come with something.
Note that. Let me write that down. Call Joe a dumbass when needed. Okay, got it. All right. So with that, Legend, it is, of course, the Lakers fast break. Again, with LeBron getting these vintage performances like today, where you get 30 points out of him, he looked fantastic. There's just no other way to say it. He looked active enough on defense, and I know Stephon was talking about the fact that, okay, he is number one in fast breaks, but by design, he does cherry pick because this team obviously has said, whether it's JJ or whether it's Luka or Austin, somebody is telling LeBron, if you're not underneath, leak out every time you go ahead and get that opportunity because we're going to throw you the ball. It's just that simple. So that's why he's leading the NBA in fast break points. Is it cherry picking? To an extent, you may say it is, but still, it is by design. When the Lakers are clicking, they're getting lobs, they're getting turnovers, but they're also getting those outlet passes that you see 60 to 70 feet on multiple occasions like they did in the first half, Legend. When the Lakers are clicking, they're doing exactly that. So it is, in essence, by design that they do that because they often get beat. Remember earlier this season, they used to get beat. They used to have one of the worst transition defense. It's probably still to an extent, not perfect transition defenses on their own. But when they can capitalize it on the other end, obviously it makes for easy points for the Lakers.
Yeah, it becomes this easy freebies for LeBron. Some people will say it's like cherry picking, but hey, strategy's working. Hey, if you can't stop it, I'm gonna keep doing it over and over and over.
till you figure it out. And so far, it's been working. They pretty much now doing what a lot of the league's been doing to them, reversing Uno. If you want to say playing Uno, I reverse it back on you. Now they doing it to others, running up the court, getting the layups, getting the dunks, so on and so forth. They did it a lot on Houston tonight. Literally just throw it up the court. Somebody up there by themselves every single time. So they pretty much just flipping the same card people been running on them now, and hey, it's working so far. You know,
it is, my friend. And your Hawks, 11 in a row, man. They are
yes,
sizzling.
sir.
They are sizzling, and I can't say anything else but that. But they're doing it at the right time. Why couldn't they have put all these pieces together at any point in time of the season beforehand? Let me hear you on this, because again, with all the stuff that they've done, they've only gotten themselves to 8th place in the Eastern Conference. It just seems like, okay, what if they could have done this a lot sooner? And by the way, let's cool down the temperature, guys. Okay, that's again, it's all good. Let's just, again, just pull that temperature down. But when the temperature needs to stay up when we're talking about the Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah, it almost looked like, man, maybe you did have to move from Trae Young to get something going, because it all picked up when we moved him, and then it really picked up when we got Jonathan Kuminga, and now Kuminga and Jalen, they look good together right now. They look good enough to where, I said, forget, I'm going to buy the tickets on Saturday. I'm going to go to the game. Even Steph ain't playing, I'm going to go.
Is it about Trae Young?
I think it's more so about a little change in scenery with some. I really think bringing Kuminga helped out a lot. I think that helped out tremendously, a lot for this thing.
It does time and does coincide with the time that he has been traded and started playing with the Hawks. So I don't think it's a coincidence.
Not at all. I feel like front office did some good moves right now. I got to give them credit on that. They look a lot better, and Lakers can do us a favor and knock out the Magic, and if we can go and jump up to 6. So,
do you still see them interested in Giannis Antetokounmpo during the offseason?
I'm not giving up Jalen Johnson, man. I'm sorry. I'm good.
Because that's what they'll ask for. If you can get him without Jalen Johnson, but I don't think you can. I think that's what they're going to ask for, a Jalen Johnson in that back of that trade.
Yeah, they're gonna want Jalen because he's like a young up and coming star. So they're gonna want him knowing that you can build for the future. And no offense to Giannis, superstar talent and all that, but you're up in the age, dealing with a lot of injuries. I'm good. I feel like that'd be a major mistake to go that route.
Speaking of injuries to a certain Giannis Antetokounmpo, Joe, Giannis behind the scenes in the past 24 hours, as reported by Shams Charania, is now going on a back and forth with the front office and GM John Horst of the Milwaukee Bucks about whether or not he wants to play, because he said he wants to play, but the Bucks are trying to get and convince him to be out the rest of the season. Your thoughts on this situation? It does not look good for Milwaukee when you have a player that wants to play when he comes back in, let's say, a week. I think he's going to be out a week with his latest injury, but he wants to play, after that week is up and he comes back on the court, he wants to come back, but Milwaukee doesn't.
I don't know why that sounds like there's a fight.
It just sounds like it's an ugly breakup. It's
not an ugly breakup. I don't think it's an ugly breakup at all.
Why?
Why? They want him to sit for what reason, do you think?
They had a beautiful partnership, but they won a championship. He's brought them to an elevated level for the city, did a great thing for the city, the team for many years.
They've done everything for him. And he has not shown any. I'm not interpreting any of this as anything other than they're trying to sit him to keep him safe. He's like, no, I'm playing because that's what I do. And that's respectful from both. That's respectful from his side, obviously. And for them, I don't know necessarily why they want to sit him, because they don't want him to get hurt. But what happens this summer is going to depend on obviously where he wants to go if he does finally say, please send me somewhere. But here's what he has to think about. What team is going to get gutted to get him? Just like Legend said, they don't want Jalen Johnson if there's an Atlanta deal. And I'm not doing that if I'm Atlanta. Hell no. Yeah, you can try to pick whatever you want after, around that, but you ain't getting him. If you can make it work without him, but then you're in a different league, guys. You're in a different league now. They don't make it easy to trade for people anymore. So here's my advice to Giannis. Again, can you hang on one more year? Now, you might get traded by the deadline next year because maybe the Bucks want something. I don't know. All I'm saying is you control your destiny without gutting the team you're going to if you wait one more year.
He's eligible for an extension, just to let you know, in the fall.
So don't take it. If you're really serious about it, if it's not about the money and you want to have freedom to choose, wait a year. Wait one more year. You opt out. You're a free agent in 2027. And guess who has a slot open? Yes. You become a Greek god in purple and gold. You're already a Greek god, but you'll be a royal Greek. You'll be wearing the royal colors, the royalty colors.
33 or 34 at that time.
I think he'll be 33. I don't know if he turns 34 at the time.
And any risk at all for the Lakers? Because he is starting to break down.
Was it a risk getting LeBron at 33, 34? He's been there 8 years. And I think LeBron has a much heavier, lower area. I think Giannis has less wear and tear on his legs and a little bit more leaner, a little more lanky. Usually that spells good things for basketball players. They don't have as much weight on the lower body.
Okay.
Hey, look, I'm not asking Giannis to go play till 41. Give us 3 years. Let's win a couple championships. Then if his body gives out, hey, thanks for coming. I'm not expecting him to go another 10 years. No, or even 7 years. Give us 3 more years. And then by then, we'll work. By then, guys, remember, this is the new regime. This team is going to be drafting better. They're going to have better analytics. They're going to have a younger team that's going to be getting in and out of that. People are going to want to come play with Luka. It's just a start. It's just a start. That's all it is.
Still wish you would have gotten that Magic City hoodie, Legend. That would have been classic. That would have just.
Yeah, that still hurts. I didn't get that jacket.
That's a collector's item. I don't know what's going on eBay, but I remember told you the other day what it was going for. But yeah.
So this is not. We're not. This is. I don't know if you've been a Laker fan forever, or you are a Laker fan, or just it's not like you're a LeBron fan. I don't give a shit what he did in last year, the year before you. This is about now. It's about today. It's about results. If LeBron wins, I've said this all year. If LeBron wins it this year with the Lakers and they want to re-sign him for another 50 to go after it one more time, I said yes. Go ahead. You earned it. But you cannot go beyond next year for sure if they win it this year.
You're talking about a 42-year-old man.
You're talking about 42, and LeBron encompasses an entire atmosphere. This team needs to get younger. You want to take advantage of Luka's time? You got to get going now. You got to get going right now, like at the end of the summer. You got to draft well, and you got to prepare for what might happen next year too, because it's not going to just be Giannis that could be a free agent next year. You have Donovan Mitchell. Jokic might not sign an extension. He probably will, but I'm saying if he didn't, you don't know that. You got to wait. You know, if Golden State sat there 2 years before saying, Durant's not coming to Golden State, guess what? They wouldn't have won in 17 and 18 probably. So we can't sit here and predict that this is not going to happen. As of today, no one has signed an extension. Not Donovan Mitchell, not Jokic, not Giannis. So I'm looking at the contracts and I'm saying those guys right now have a choice to wait and opt out next year. And let's just say for discussion purposes, if all three do not sign extensions and decide to test the market next year, I would guarantee my house that they're getting one of those guys. It's not about whether he's worth it, Soham. Has nothing to do with that. He's not taking a mid-level exception unless I see it. It's been, how many years has he been playing now, Gerald? 23? If he takes a mid-level exception, I would be shocked. More shocked than when he came to the Lakers. And that might have been because it was already hinted for a year, and it made sense, right? Kind of history repeating itself a little bit, no?
Indeed it is. I mean, because I know that people have always talked about Kobe, that last final contract of his, and I know a lot of people, have still remarked about him taking that. It was the league's highest contract at that point in time, was it not? If I remember,
I'm just saying this. Whether he takes 50, whether they give him 50 is not the point. The point is, if you came to me and it's June 15th and the Lakers just won a championship, and you're like, "Hey, Joe, LeBron wants $50 million to come back for one more year." Kind of earned it
because you just won a title. I get. I understand.
I'm just saying I'm just saying I don't want him to take 50, but if it's like he just won us a title and we talk about results, that's a result. That's the ultimate result. Well, we have really another year to really get this thing exactly how we want it. Well, give him another shot. Let him earn it. Let's see if he can get number 6. I don't think it'll happen, but I'm just saying if I was in that position, I'd understand.
A lot has to go right before that to happen too. I mean, again, OKC, San Antonio, and you've got other teams again like Minnesota, Denver, Houston, that could still be giving the Lakers a little bit of problem.
I actually think he'd take 30. I actually think he probably maybe would take 30 if they want it all. But does that make a difference, Gerald? Aren't they already really over the cap anyways? Would it matter if it's just in luxury tax that they got to pay more, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't really matter. It depends on if they want to pay that extra tax. And for those of you who forgot, this is the Guggenheims now. I don't think they give 2 craps about luxury tax.
Well, it's also what they signed Austin Reeves to as well. Again, Are we going to?
I'd say it's pretty much all but guaranteed they're going to sign him to a max if they win it all. And he's a good part of it. Yeah,
just like you would sign LeBron.
Yeah,
you would sign Austin. Yeah, just like
again, we don't want this to happen because we're thinking about other things. But if they win a title,
what are you going to do?
What are you going to say?
They have all the leverage.
Yeah, it's like, all right, well, sometimes timing is huge in sports in getting that number. It's kind of like sometimes the Hall of Fame votes. Sometimes things align to where there's really no one to vote for. Oh, well, we got to put somebody in there. It's a business. But if you're going into a class of, I know that these guys all didn't retire at the same time, but if you're a guy that's been teetering on the line in the Hall of Fame, let's say in pro football, and then you got Manning, Breeze, Roethlisberger, and Brady, all their first years of eligibility, you think you're going to get a lot of votes with those guys in there? Probably not. Probably going to be focused on those guys.
So, Legend, let me bring it back to you. And once again, the Lakers do win 124-116. It's Joe Sorrell, Gerald Glassford, and of course, Legend from I Got Next Sports Media. He is right here as well. My friend, the Lakers head into Miami, South Beach. And Craig said that the plane is probably going to arrive somewhere at 4 a.m. And my comment back was, just in time for last call at the clubs near South Beach. But all kidding aside, my friend, I said if everything went right, that the Lakers would win 2 in Houston. Would we be 4-2 overall? The game in Detroit, I think that's going to be a tough one. The game, if they split in Florida, I think that would be fine by me. But the one game that's going to be tough that they may probably punt, or they may punt, is in Miami, because again, with what we saw today and the effort they kind of gave today and the effort that they did to lock up that advantage that they have over the teams right below them, I don't know what we're going to see in Miami in less than 24 hours.
One thing I'm not going to be surprised of is LeBron don't play, especially since he kind of hurt his shoulder, well, not shoulder, but his elbow and all. I wouldn't be surprised
unless he thinks it's the last time.
Yeah, unless it's the last time. If he plays, then I'm like, this must be it, because I don't see no reason you would have played. knowing that if Miami's out the conference, don't really matter.
I don't think that's correct, El Rosto. Weren't we 3 weeks ago talking about when they punted the game against San Antonio? So I don't think that's a correct statement, El Rosto, with all due respect. Yeah, they punted the game back to back, Joe, at home, and the second game, because they lost, was it against OKC, and then they punted the game against San Antonio. So yeah, he's been punting before, Joe. We've seen the situation before, Legend. We've seen it before, Joe, and you've been very adamant about it. It's the blatant games where the Lakers have a tendency or have an opportunity to take advantage of. Right now, they're in this where they have a buffer below them. Does it make it any easier for you at all if they do decide to go that route?
I don't think. If they sit, I don't think I'd be as upset as I was, because this was the two best teams in the NBA, arguably, at your place. And if the Lakers didn't struggle in Miami, even when they are good and have a full team, I can't. My mentality is I don't have the let's take this game off thought process. It doesn't compute in my head.
And I know that, Joe, and I'm not liking it either, but you have to see, this is the NBA in 2020.
Yeah, so the tanking part, I used the comparison to tanking before LeBron came. I understood they had to tank. I understood it because that's the only way they were going to get any young. The NBA is brutal in terms of being able to turn things around without star players, and star players usually have always been in the top 5, top 3 of the draft. I had done a research thing. Was it up until the 2019 Kawhi Leonard title? Until 2019, I think all but maybe 2 seasons. Yeah, all but 2 seasons from 1980 to 2018. All but 2 seasons in terms of champions during that time had a top 3 pick on it. And then if you go just a little bit longer, every team had a top 5 pick that won a championship between 1980 and 2018. Wasn't until the 2019 Raptors where no one had a top 3 player, top 5 player on the team in the draft. And that was, in a way, an anomaly because Klay Thompson got hurt, Durant got hurt. If those guys don't get hurt, Golden State likely wins that game. There's zero doubt that Golden State wins that series. And then it kind of goes back to normal again. It's 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and it's still going. It's still going. Last year was Chet Holmgren, who's a top 3 pick. 19 was the only year since 1980 that didn't have a top 5 pick to win a championship. So winning in that, getting that player between 1 and 5 has proven for 46 seasons minus 1 that you have to have that player on the team. And what did it do in the end? It really didn't do much because Brandon Ingram was never going to be a star like we would hope he would be. D'Angelo Russell had all the opportunity to do it, but he just didn't have the brains. Julius Randle was a good complementary player, nothing more. Lonzo Ball had good team concept, good team basketball IQ, but his body was made of
Are you
tissue.
clarifying for Julius Randle as far as a good team player, nothing more on the Lakers, or period?
Well, I mean, he would have been. He would have been what he is now on the Lakers had he stayed. But he's not a star like you need a star to be.
Okay, all right.
There's no one that they got. There's no one that they got from 14 to 18, in my view, that was in any way going to be a 1. Not maybe in some cases, not even a 2. It's been proven that it hasn't happened. So they came out and they were able to use those resources to go get Anthony Davis because of LeBron, and this is the result of that. So in a weird way, it worked out, but just different. You're able to use the assets to go get the star who was wanting to come here because of the main star. And again, I love Larry Nance Jr., by the way. I love Josh Hart. I love Jordan Clarkson. I liked all these guys. These guys would have been great off the bench. Starters, maybe even like Josh Hart. But they're not ones. They're not a one, and they're not really a two. This team needed a 1 and a 2, and that all resulted in LeBron 1, AD 1A. AD was a 1A in 2020. And he was going back and forth as a 1 and a 1A that year.
Let me just get it to Legend for one last question. Also, if you can, Legend, make sure you let them know what's happening at I Got Next Sports Media. I do want to go ahead and address your comment, Stefan, here in a sec, but I want to get Legend first. Legend, you follow a team in the Atlanta Hawks that have won 11 in a row. The Lakers have won 7 in a row and 9 of their last 10. Well, actually, it's better than that over the course of the past 12, 13 games. Luka in the post-game comments said, "We have great chemistry. This is just the start of something beautiful." 2 weeks ago on social media, if you look at, people were trying to nitpick at every little thing that was going on in the Lakers. Maybe some arguing between Luka and JJ, or was it Luka not walking along the side parallel with LeBron heading out to the court or whatnot, behind the scenes. It just, people were nitpicking at the Lakers, because they weren't winning with any consistency. I'm assuming the same thing happened with the Hawks as far as is concerned, where people were saying, this does not look like a team that's gelled. This does not look like a team that has chemistry. All of a sudden, 11 wins later, how does it look now?
Hey, winning cures everything. As the old saying always says, winning fixes a lot of things. And it did look a little odd with things with the Hawks. I even noticed some things too. Look like some people just wasn't close as far as the way you need to be as a team wise. Some people look like there was a little distance and just wasn't good vibes. But winning fixes a lot of things. When you start winning, it cures a lot of your problems. It makes people buy into the system when you see that, hey, things are working. Put aside my personal pride or whatever I got going on and put it aside and just win. You're winning, it fixes a lot of stuff. And that just, to me, makes a big difference. Fixing will always solve whatever personal thing that might be going on. I always say, media or people on the internet going to always say this, and this about players on these teams, but who really knows what's going on between these guys? Might be closer than what you really think, but who knows? If something really was going on, hey, they put it aside just to get through the season and handle your business. But it's nothing new.
So what are you doing at I Got Next Sports Media? I know, of course, you've been a part of our great coverage here. Also, as well, you've signed up for the Tournament Challenge in the Lakers Fast Break podcast group. I saw your as far as what you got to offer, that you put in a bracket already. You filled out your bracket. You're ready for March Madness. So what are you talking about at I Got Next Sports Media?
Probably tomorrow, once I leave my classroom and leave being the teacher wise, I'll probably go on and put together a little quick live stream and just kind of go through the entire bracket for both men and women's side and just pick how I think it's going to play out. And then I'm probably going to start preparing for the playoffs and get ready to do what I did last year. Is go through the entire playoff of the NBA and predict who will make it to the NBA Finals. See if I can get it right again this year or be close to it.
Absolutely, indeed. And there's no better place to do it than I Got Next Sports Media. Legend, it's always great to have you here. Hopefully you'll be with us tomorrow night for the post game in Miami. Maybe we can go ahead and schedule something for Friday for an NBA observations. I'll hit you up if we can. But man, just always great to have you here so late at night on the East Coast, my friend. Always much respect for you, my friend, for all the time you take for us.
Man, I appreciate it. I try to stay up, stay young, as my kids in my classroom always say. They say I don't act like my age, which I don't. But hey,
as long as you're not saying 6'7" all over the place.
I hear that enough in my classroom. Every single they walk in.
Okay. Still?
Yep,
I thought that was so 2025.
I still hear. I got seniors that walk in there saying 6'7". So,
oh jeez, I'm so sorry for you. Once again, it is Legend from I Got Next Sports Media. Please go ahead and like and subscribe to I Got Next Sports Media on YouTube. Legend, I will hopefully see you tomorrow, my friend. It's going to be an earlier start time, so hopefully we can get you on a little earlier, but always great to see you, my friend, and wishing you, again, all the best.
I appreciate it. You two have a good night. Chat, you guys have a good night. Enjoy that win.
We will, my friend.
Thanks, Legend. Have a good night, brother.
As always, it is Legend from I Got Next Sports Media. Joe, before we head on out, I did want to say, Stefan, I don't think I'm going to do, even if they do decide to punt the game and sit some guys down, I'm not going to say take the night off. The thing is, Joe, I was mad that night against San Antonio because they still had an opportunity to move up in the standings when they took that night off, when JJ punted. It was a clear punting for the Lakers because they had an opportunity to still take advantage of the standings. And while you and I don't like them doing this type of thing, we don't even know if it's a real possibility or whatnot. We'll hear as far as when they get in there, how late they get in there. Craig was saying 4 a.m. We'll see what happens when they have a walkthrough, probably around noon their time. Again, Joe, we'll have to wait and see, but I'm not going to put a taking the night off because the Lakers right now are in a position where they can't go and reach San Antonio. And right now they have a nice little buffer with them. And of course, who they have below in Houston, Minnesota, and Denver.
I understand that, but
I don't enjoy it. I don't like it.
They're going to be
I'm
three.
not going to be as mad. I'm not going to be as mad as I was against the San Antonio.
They can't lose 3 in a row after doing all this. And
if they split Florida, I think that's what I'm asking.
If they split Florida, fine, but they're going to play Detroit on Monday, and I don't want them to lose 3 in a row. Miami and Orlando are already an issue every year because of location, and I don't want them to lose Miami and Orlando, and then Detroit's good. Detroit's a better version. Detroit is essentially Houston, but with a better number 1. Durant is a little long in the tooth. Cade Cunningham is about to hit his prime here in about 3 years. So they have to at least split the next 4 games. They cannot lose 3 in a row. At the very least. I wanted a 4-2 record on this road trip, and I would say yes, that was a huge win. And of course, I was wanting both Houston games, because of them being a conference rival. If they split the next 4 games, things get a little easy after that, because then they get to play Brooklyn, Washington at home. Cleveland doesn't usually ever play well in LA usually. So I'm not saying it's going to be an easy game, but it's probably going to be a good game. And problem though is it's a back end of a back-to-back. So I don't know how that's going to play. I'm sure they'll probably do something with Washington, maybe. I don't know. But after that, they're going to play Oklahoma City in Oklahoma City again, then Dallas, and then they got to come back home and play Oklahoma City again. I wouldn't mind seeing just finish the season. I'd like to just see them finish the season playing like they've been playing. Even if they lose some of these games, if they're playing like this, then they don't lose their juice. They don't lose their mojo. That's kind of what I'm worried about.
We'll see. Again, the Lakers do play here later. Well, for many of you, that's still watching and listening later today in Miami. Start time is 5 o'clock on the West Coast, 8 o'clock on the East Coast. Looking forward to seeing who they suit up for that game in less than 24 hours. Not liking the NBA schedulers for creating this very tough back-to-back. But again, you got to play the schedule, whatever that may be. But again, we'll see if the Lakers decide to suit up everyone or not. But we'll go ahead and report it either which way. We will be here.
Are you guys talking about the Russell Westbrook thing right now? Trying to enjoy the evening, got to read Russell Westbrook commentary? Seriously? Who gives a shit about Russell Westbrook? Finally got out of that disaster. And now you're bringing it up. For what? So you guys can prove who's right and who's wrong? No one gives a shit who's right and wrong on a chat. Remember that. No one cares. That's why I preach results. Come on. Clean up your acts. Give me a break.
Somebody's talking about Russ in the chat, El Roast. I don't know who, but yeah, I don't want to even scroll back on it because, again, I was pissed off.
Remember, this is no longer Jeannie's team. She is a mascot. And whoever's left from her regime is there for transitionary purposes. They are going to be gone at some point. When? We're going to find out. The adults are now running the game. Don't you find that interesting? Once things started going that route, Gerald, you start hearing more guys coming in and being the new director of this and the new management of that. You started
vice president of this,
right? You started seeing a little bit more of what the Lakers used to be.
Some of the old guard retiring, golden parachutes in hand.
How is Sacramento doing?
Maxime Ronald is killing it. And again, this
that's the wrong sport.
What Sacramento?
I'm just kidding.
Maxime Ronald for Sacramento. He got 32 on Wemby last night, and that is irritating because he was picked after.
I know. Yeah, well,
I know you said it. We talked about it in the chat. He was picked after Adu Thiero. And if JJ is not going to play these young guys, it's frustrating. I know for a lot of people out there. I know that gets talked about a lot in the circles, but especially with the fact that the Lakers if they could just get some type of bench consistency, that would be so much better for the Lakers going forward.
Yeah.
But what are you going to do? The Lakers are 29th.
It's not going to happen again. Right, that's likely to never happen again. So we can move on. It's been nice to see the roster and the players that are playing, and let's focus on the small little chance that the Lakers might have a little run in them here.
Well, I know Craig. He's been gone for the entire. Yeah, he's been gone for the season for quite a while, but it's when you're given those opportunities, do these rookies take advantage of? And he has. Credit to him. Is he a future starring center in the league? No, probably not. But he could be a quality center going forward. And if he's getting doubles there as a 7-footer who can score and rebound, just think of what he would have been able to do for the Lakers had he been picked instead of Adu Thiero. And Adu Thiero, again, we don't know what he can do because he hasn't even had any time in any meaningful minutes on the floor with the Lakers, which is frustrating in and of itself. But yeah, Stephon pulled off one of the most lopsided moves in NBA history. Again, we've given him credit on the show when he's made his moves, but we've also called it out when he's made his errors. And I think the past few minutes talking about Westbrook, there's a reason why Joe does not want to say that name. And there's a reason why I don't want to talk about it either, because that's one of the moves that is going to haunt him for the rest of his career.
Remember, guys, and I don't believe that this rumor is probably not likely to be false. It makes sense, but Minnesota and Milwaukee were called first. I don't see why anybody would make this up. Let's say it is true, just for discussion purposes. Dallas wanted to get rid of Luka for whatever reason. It's irrelevant to why. They called Milwaukee and Minnesota. They both said no. Now, I had a different take on why they said no, allegedly. Number one was, for both teams, Luka wasn't likely going to stay in Milwaukee or Minnesota. LA, on the other hand, I think there was a better chance he'd stay in LA. So if anybody was going to give something up, they would feel comfortable giving up whatever they gave up, even though it ended up being not much, to go get a is Luka on the path of a generational player, or is he on the path of an all-time player? There's a difference.
Well, I think it's clear he's on the path for which we see as an all-time player. He's already, if he stopped today, Joe, you've said it best. If he stopped today playing, if he just said, you know what, I'm going to fly home, I'm going to deal with my court custody case in California and all that, and just deal with the rest of my life and go play golf, because I just, they just said today that he just picked up golf, he would still be a Hall of Famer to this day. So I think we're talking about one of the most iconic players possibly.
Why would they lie about that, Black? It makes sense, wouldn't it? Wouldn't you want to get? Don't you think Anthony Edwards is worth Luka to go after Luka or Giannis? I think so.
Thank you, Orosto. Yes.
It makes sense that they would call Milwaukee and Minnesota first. Why just them? It could be a lie. I'm not saying it could be a lie, but why them? Why would they lie about that? For what? After the fact. It doesn't make any sense. So it's irrelevant at this point. And in a lot of ways, Luka was born to be a Laker anyways. We just never really knew this. I mean, Kareem played in Milwaukee for 6 seasons, but he was born to be a Laker. Magic was born to be a Laker.
That's true. He is, and to become an all-time top player, one of the things that's really would help your case is rings. But
yeah, he'll get his rings. No doubt about that. He's too good to not get rings. LeBron was too good not to get rings. It was never a doubt. Even when LeBron was teetering back and forth on whether he was clutch enough in the end, I go, he's too talented not to win at some point. And he did win eventually. And Luka's going to win because the Lakers are invested in winning. They're as bad as Jeannie is in terms of running whatever's behind the scenes over there. She still was invested in winning. She just didn't have enough resources to do whatever she needed to do. And she had jackals around her, family members. But this is a different regime now. This is a team that doesn't really have to worry about nonsense. Now they can go focus on drafting well, building the Lakers to be what they've always been. And that is the epicenter of basketball.
They'll have a pick looks like right now in the 20s. So, guys, March Madness starts tomorrow. There are going to be a lot of players that are going to be around the place where the Lakers are picking. So, again, not only should you sign up for the tournament challenge on ESPN, fill out your bracket and be a part of our group in the LFB group before the games start tomorrow. Also, make sure you check out the games and check out some players you like, because that NBA draft stuff that we do each and every year, it's coming around the corner. I hope Stone comes back, man. I miss Stone.
I talked to Stone a few days ago.
Did you?
He's gotten away from basketball to re-register, reconnect. He's got a girlfriend. I think that plays a part in it too.
Wow, impressive.
She lives far away, so he works at the airport, which allows him to have access to good I'm assuming good frequent flyer miles. But yeah, you could tell I think he was at a crossroads through his life. I think the latest basketball adventure that he had kind of took him a little bit out of it. I remember it happened to a friend of mine in the Bay Area too. He was between one other guy to get the San Francisco Giant job that he really wanted, and he's a huge San Francisco Giant fan, and he lost out on that job, and it put him in a bitter area. So I think he was bitter based off what he was telling me a little bit. I'm using the word bitter. He didn't say bitter, but you could tell there was a little bit of just burnout from it. And sometimes love can distract you from what you used to do. And sometimes people like it that way.
So you're talking about Ademara, 7'3" guy.
Listen, Black, you don't tell us who's what. You understand?
Ademara, by the way.
There ain't no black on black crime here today.
I picked Michigan as my team to go all the way. So,
Duke.
Duke, but that's the easy call every year. You just put Duke. They are actually the
I think Michigan's losing juice. I think the loss to Purdue was not a good loss. I think they're running out of juice, and I think Duke will. I think Duke's going to take it. I think they're finally going to get over a little bit and win a championship with that Mr. K.
Again, they're being picked more than anyone else. So if you want to join and fill out your bracket,
Power 5. See, the thing is with college basketball, Power 5 always wins. If you look back, there's a shift when things become Power 5. Like UConn wasn't Power 5 until the late 90s, and then now they became that. Kansas came in and out sometimes. Duke's always there. Kentucky's always there. North Carolina was there here and there. Until I see a Indiana come out of nowhere in college football to win it, then you can say, oh, well, finally broke. But Duke seems to have something, and I think they're going to take it.
Jeremy Wu has suggested the center, the foreign center from Arizona, but that's a big reach because he is right now a second rounder projected, Motejas Crivas, but he has put him right where the Lakers are at and thinks that they should go for him. A little bit more solid shooter, solid rebounder as well, along with Mara. But again, the free throw issue with Mara is that that's the only concern I have, because he shoots, I think, right around 55% from the line, 60% from the line. Yeah, 55% from the line, which would be concerning as far as the concern. But outside of that, he seems to have a really good game. So again, we'll see what happens and where it lays itself out as far as the NBA draft, because we've seen players rise up the ranks with good performances in March Madness, which starts tomorrow. But again, if you can, sign up for ESPN's Tournament Challenge and hop on to our group. It's an open group right there for the Lakers Fast Break podcast. You'll see it right there on a search, and fill your brackets out today. Soham said BYU lost their shooter, won't without him. Debanza has been good, but yes, they do need more than just Debanza to get all the way, even though he is looking more and more like the number one pick indeed. So, Joe, a great game for the Lakers. Oh, do you want to mention Douglas Gallagher? We got your email. I know you got our response. We will be touching on that what if scenario at some point in time down the road, but we will be touching on it hopefully in the not too distant future. Indeed, we have not forgotten about it. But again, it is the Lakers winning 124-116. Lakers even more solidly in third place. Joe, any last thoughts before we head on out?
Well, we'll be here tomorrow, crossing our fingers that they can squeak out a win again.
With whoever they suit up.
And I'm thinking if LeBron doesn't play, and it's probably not his last year.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the news for tomorrow.
I agree. But once again, it is the Lakers Fast Break. Join us tomorrow after the Miami game. Lakers at Miami Heat. Will there be a case of the South Beach flu? I think the Lakers will still give a great effort tomorrow. We'll see what they have. It is going to be a tired Laker team heading in there about 4 a.m. Still another 2 hours from what we're talking right now. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. And again, we'll report on it. We will not go black screen, because if the Lakers decide to punt it, we'll be here, because they're really doing well.
Didn't somebody say one time that we only showed up when we were winning?
Yeah, somebody did say that we only showed up when winning. I'm like, Joe, I have okay. Audio wise, this is just audio. I'm on 1,570 episodes. That's not counting all the other episodes that I have on the video here. So I think I'm closing in on 2,000 on the overall on this channel. How could that possibly be if we're only here for victories? We're more popular when they lose because they want to hear us yell.
I think it just comes down to dumb.
Stefan, yeah, but again, it has to be meaning behind it. If it's just the Lakers because after they had the great wins against Houston and they were like battling for second place, they were right there with San Antonio and they decided to punt. Yeah, that would make me mad. But right now they're like, there's a buffer between them and San Antonio, and them and Minnesota, I think, is now ahead of Houston and Denver in the Western Conference. So I just, again, it's not, I can't get really that mad about it if they decide to punt tomorrow. I just can't. So it's those games where, like in San Antonio, where you saw that they could still make a move in the Western Conference standings and they decided to punt those games. Now that San Antonio game made us mad. Joe and I last year was game against, was it Milwaukee? I think they punted that you and I were really ticked off at. Then there was a game in Houston the year before that, which Joe, when I was on a vacation, and Joe was screaming so loud at that one because they punted that game because it came after a double back-to-back New Orleans Houston, that security knocked on the door and asked if everything was okay. They thought it was a domestic dispute. So yeah, those are the ones that really get us pissed off. But I just don't have enough anger right now because they've just played so well, Joe. They've just played so well. If they split Florida and they go 4-2 on the trip from here on out, I think that makes us good.
That's a huge
win. Or if
win.
they win, okay, even if they don't win in Florida, if they win in Detroit and Indiana, they're still 4-2.
4-2 was the hopeful number.
Yeah.
But I would have taken 3 out of 3 because I thought Houston's a good team. If they split there, it's still okay. But you got to win 2 out of the next 4. But they're 2 ahead already. They're a game ahead. So split the next 4, and you probably are not going to have a problem with the lead at the moment. No one's catching up to San Antonio. No one's catching up to Oklahoma City, especially with Oklahoma City's schedule right now. They're playing cupcakes right now. And even when they do play a good team, they're at home. So this next 13 or so games that they have left, they're going to probably win 10 out of the 13 just because they'll probably sit out the last couple of games and not have anybody hurt. Other than that, those guys are going to win the next 20 out of the 25, 22 games until the last couple of games of the year, and then they're going to get ready for round 1. And Lakers, I think, put themselves in a position as good as they could have put themselves in a position to get the number 3. They'll still play someone formidable, but I think with Luka looking the way he is, with LeBron being healthy and Austin being healthy and everyone else kind of knowing their role now, I have a lot of confidence that they're going to get out of the first round, and then that's when things get interesting. Should San Antonio win?
I don't want to say they're pushovers, Steinbauer, but because as Joe will tell you, history says that the Lakers don't play that well in Florida.
I'll have a statistic for you guys tomorrow with Miami. I remember I pulled when they lost to Atlanta a few months back. I think I had Gerald. I think from like 1987 or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I picked that year, but they had. I think they had swept Atlanta or wanted Atlanta like a handful of times. They just don't win.
It's one of those places.
Yeah, they just don't win in Atlanta. Even that year where we were going nuts with Powell being there, that was the first game he lost in Atlanta. All that hype, all that going on. We were so excited. They were on point. They were running like bulls everywhere. They got to Atlanta and they lost. And he made up for it, though, when they came back to L.A. I was at that game. That was the first game that Powell played at Staples at the time, and I was there. I'm so happy that I was at Powell's first game in L.A., and I was technically there for his last appearance as a Laker in L.A. for his jersey retirement. That I've only had 2 real favorite players in my life, Magic and Mike Piazza, but Powell got close as the third one. I really love Powell.
There's just traditional places, Joe, that you and I have seen over the years the Lakers just don't play well at. Like before they changed the name on the Rose Garden. Remember, they would always play bad in Portland. Florida has never been really kind to the Lakers as far as overall. Remember, Toronto, if they play on a weekend morning time for us, like a weekend, really early morning games, they would never really be successful. There's just certain places and certain times that the Lakers are just not successful at. And Florida, again, if they get a split out of Florida, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. All right. But again, it is the Lakers fast break. The Lakers do win tonight, getting 2 in Houston. They do the 2-step on the Rockets, 124-116. Again, all alone by themselves, got some breathing room in the Western Conference in 3rd place. Hopefully they can go ahead and finish off the rest of the season just as strong as they've been playing. But the Lakers, I could probably say without hesitation, they've been playing better now in the past few days than they have had at any point in time of the season consistently. So that's always great to hear heading into the postseason that you're playing some of your best basketball indeed. But don't forget to go ahead and like and subscribe. I've also got the Lakers latest channel that I go ahead and I host for the Fan Arc Network. So go ahead and stop by there every morning between 8 and 9 a.m. That's when they put it up. Or you can check it out any time of the day beforehand. Plus, also, Joe Soro has his own channel and the Joe Soro Experiment. Any shows coming up? World Baseball Classic, start of the baseball season, NFL free agency?
The plan was to do a NFL show too, but I think I'm going to wait till the draft. Free agency the last few years has been bleh. Okay. I just haven't been excited about it.
Okay.
NFL has been kind of weird. It used to be exciting around March when free agency would start, but I don't know. This last NFL season was weird. There was a lot of good football. I thought the year started really well, where I for the first time in a long time, I felt like the refs weren't calling penalties against, let's say, a quarterback getting hit, and they're allowing certain hits. I was like, wow, it's been like a month, and I don't feel like I'm watching a game where the refs are destroying anything and everything when it comes to a tackle or a quarterback sack.
Are you going to the draft in Pittsburgh?
No.
Okay. just asking because Steinbauer put it in there.
What's up, Steinbauer? I don't. I still need to get to. I can't even say that stadium name. It's so stupid. Used to be
one in Las Vegas was really cool. I can just tell you that for sure.
Acrisure Stadium. It makes me gag. Insurance company.
So what did the Dodgers? The Dodgers sold the field rights to the Japanese clothing company.
Yeah, apparently this clothing company is like the Louis Vuitton of Japan. And it's funny how they were, and of course the Athletic had to break this. This is Katie Wu, which again I like Katie Wu. I think she's knowledgeable. She's got a good hold on information. She's not a Dodger fan or Dodger-ite, but she's good. She knows her stuff. She broke the story. This is before the Rojas debacle with her company. So what is it? Uniqlo Field at Dodger Stadium. It's a stupid name, just like the biblical thing on the Lakers. I don't know what it is about these stupid ass names. At least when Dr. Buss teamed up with Great Western Bank, at least it sounded cool. Great Western Forum. No one thought it was a naming rights. They just thought that's what Dr. Buss called the arena. So props to Dr. Buss. Rest in peace, man. Even when he was doing the tacky stuff, he still made it cool. And this thing with it's still Dodger Stadium. That's what Anaheim said when they switched to LA. It's bullshit. You're gonna see this Uniqlo crap everywhere, and it's not going to be Dodger Stadium. They're going to. I'm noticing to stop. I don't hear the term Chavez Ravine very often. We have to hear.
I love calling that. I love calling it Chavez Ravine.
It's. I've noticed I'm not hearing that anymore. I'm not hearing that as much anymore. I don't like that.
I've always been calling it Chavez Ravine. I just had a great ring to it. So
yeah. I guess I can complain, but if they keep stacking World Series, I guess I can shut up and just mind my own business then.
You did what you did with their coach. You did with their manager. So
it's hard to not do that because those last two games, man, I mean, it wasn't just one. It wasn't just two. It wasn't just, dude, it was like 8 decisions he made in those 2 games that won him that series.
Mm-hmm. And also some luck as well.
Everything in baseball is luck. Everything in baseball is luck. But you have to be able to
friendly wall, Joe.
Yeah. That obviously was luck. I'm not putting that as part of the 8, but it's part
boneheaded running play as well.
Well, the thing is, see, it's boneheaded until it starts happening more and more. See, because when
I was talking about play in the Game 7 where for the Blue Jays.
Well, the reason why the IKF didn't take a larger lead was because they were getting stalked and beaten. when they were cheating. Sorry, I didn't mean to throw a bar there. It was on accident. But it was fear. Because the Dodgers played such amazing defense, fear created that little mistake that lost Toronto the World Series. It wasn't the only thing, but that was the closest they got. That play was created because of the Barger double play. It was created from the slide by Edman to throw to third to get IKF out in Game 3. That IKF hesitation to go a little bit further on a possible hit anywhere was created due to the fear of what the Dodgers were doing defensively. And again, there's the decisions that Roberts made were the luck plays into it, but luck is when opportunity meets preparation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's the greatest. The ball getting stuck is luck, but everything else wasn't. Him replacing Pages for Rojas, not taking Rojas out in that Game 7, putting Pages in when he put him in, moving Will Smith up when Mookie was struggling. Mookie then hit a 2-run single in that first game where he was moved down in a crucial area of the game, ended up going up 3-1 or 3-0 at the time. Every move he made in those games worked. I'm not counting the one that got stuck. That is luck, but everything else was instinct and experience and learning from his mistakes, and they all worked because of that experience and all those failures. Because I tell you right now, Gerald, he would not have moved Will Smith up probably 2 years ago. He probably wouldn't have done that. So, for me, and there's also a way to lose and still do well. And I feel bad for someone like DeRozan here for the WBC. And even, I was even talking to Jeff about this, and Jeff had said there was some stupid stuff going on even before the finals. I said, well, what do you want DeRozan to do? He's got like 30 teams on his neck telling him, hey, man, only play this guy when it matters. Oh, check this out, Gerald. Venezuela had the same issue. You know what Venezuela did, by the way? They ignored it. See what happens when you play, Gerald? See why I can't just say, geez, Gerald, yeah, they earned it. Let's sit down tomorrow. It sets a bad habit. Even if it's the right call, it's hard to go with it. It's just hard. It's like saying, oh, I'm going to go into this game because if they lose, they're going to have a better draft selection. Okay, cool. And then you're watching, and I'm like, am I really going to cheer for them to miss baskets? My father, God rest his soul, he said something to me, cracked me the hell up. I can't remember what year it was, but I go, Pop, we need Dallas to win. Because if Dallas beats, I think it was either the Ravens or the Browns or the Bengals, something about the division. So if they beat these guys, then the Steelers have first place all by themselves. And then when I said it, I started watching TV, and it kind of went quiet. My dad would usually respond to something like, oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense or whatever. But it was quiet, and then just like right at the moment that I realized that he was quiet for like a good 5 to 10 seconds, I turned around to look at him. He goes, I just can't cheer for Dallas. And he said it like perfect at the perfect time, right when I turned around and looked at him. So that's the same feeling. Like, hey, Gerald, you're probably right. Yes, they killed themselves last 2 games. They likely solidified the 3rd seed doing what they're doing. It's an interconference game. It's on the back end of a back-to-back. It's Miami. They'd probably lose if they even were full squad, blah, 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 blah. But I can't accept it, really. It's just hard for me to say, oh, so we're not going to send everybody over tomorrow, and we're going to probably lose. Yay. No, can't do it.
Actually, they were 3 and 5 in the bubble. My apologies on that. Just to let you know. So early show. Yeah, well, the game's going to end up earlier. So what? 7:30.
That's the good thing about the East Coast is I love games at 4:00.
Well, this
love
is
games at 4:00.
So
4 or
this will
5.
start at This will start. I think they're probably starting it later just because of the Lakers coming in late. But not too much of a break for the Lakers. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. And again, we'll be here for you regardless. We are not going dark because again, the Lakers have earned our respect for this time, whatever happens and whoever they put out there on the court tomorrow. So we wait and see. But again, it is of course the Lakers Fast Break. We'll be back tomorrow for more fun and hilarity. Will the Lakers do something that I'm hoping they'll do? They'll bypass the South Beach flu and get the win in Miami. We'll find out. Where you got? No, we were not on Discord Drip. I guess there was an issue. Was there an issue, or is it just a El Rosto and Vari couldn't host it today? I think that was the issue. So a lot of people were upset about that. Discord.
Yeah. Vari is gone, folks. He's not died. He hasn't died, but
his schedule has changed. His life schedule.
Playback. That was the beginning of the end. We've lost our friend digitally, and it's becoming a sad reality now. I'm gonna break up right. I'm choking up right now just thinking about it. It's just.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Go get a Kleenex.
And I've been saying it. I've been saying it, and it's sad. It's sad, and I've been hinting at it on our chat. It's just, and no one. People think I'm joking, and but yeah, digitally we're losing Vari. We're losing Sports Baby, man. That was his baby. Playback was his baby, and when I look back at that time when there was that 72-hour window of when they announced that it was going to be gone on that Friday, yeah, man, you could feel the pain in the texts. So, yeah, sorry, it's a very sad day. Sad, it's sad. It's getting sad.
He's not dead, guys. He's just got a job, and he's not going to be able to show the game to you guys on Discord anymore. So sorry about that. But again, it is the Lakers Fast Break. El Rosto will try, but he has got work too. Again,
El Rosto's too busy sending $3.87 super chats when he should be sending $30.87. Come on, El Rosto, do better.
Okay.
What the hell do you think this is?
Anything is greatly appreciated.
El Rosto.
I've not seen my guy BL in a while either. Yeah. Well, Laker Nick as well. Although I did see him chat the other day, but I haven't a chance to catch up with him in a while. So hopefully, Laker Nick, if you're watching out there, hopefully all is well with you, my friend. But it's, of course, the Lakers Fast Break. Truly appreciate everyone joining us. We'll be back tomorrow for more hijinks. What will happen with the Lakers in Miami? Will they field a full team? Will they not? We'll see who does and does not play, and we'll be here for it either which way. The Lakers riding a high, we're going to ride it with them all the way right here on the Lakers Fast Break podcast. Go start some nasty rumors in Australia. Bar is dead. Bar is dead.
That's why I said digital. Dead. Who we knew as the digital Vari / Sports Baby is gone.